Android is becoming more of a closed ecosystem. So the reasoning why they're going to do this has a lot to do with security, as there has been a good number of malicious apps occupying the Google Play Store over the years, to the point that some of them act as vectors for either identity theft or data harvesting, as well as some other issues like scamming. And their solution is to implement developer verification. I believe a lot of it has to do with the recent ID verification laws that are being pushed heavily around the world. And if YouTube ID verification isn't enough, now they want to implement this with developers.
Been seeing Android move more and more in this Apple-esque direction. You all probably get why this matters, so to speak. Again, just to really reiterate this, privacy implications. Google's getting more control over what you can install. If a developer builds a Russian or Chinese VPN that's designed to get around the censorship in those countries, and the government taps on Google and says, hey, we can't have these apps working on Android, and Google's forced to comply,
coming up with every reason to justify getting rid of VPNs just so they can advertise collecting as much data, not that they already have. It makes me wonder how long until that's not the case.
This new process is going to be an extra layer of security that deters bad actors and makes it harder for them to spread harm within the Android ecosystem. So starting in September of 2026, Android is going to require all apps to be registered by verified developers in order to be installed on certified Android devices.
This is like the smartphone equivalent of the tragedies happening in recent times. As someone who's used Android for a while now, F-Droid has always been my go-to when I need to look for specific apps before I have to use something like the Aurora store if I need a specific app from the Play Store without actually having the Play Store installed on my phone. But it shouldn't have to cost sideloading, especially if Google Play Store is blocked in certain parts of the world for whatever reason. I honestly think this is an overreach to stop us from having the ability to have our own freedom in what we cannot do on our own phones and what apps we want to use, even if Google doesn't approve of them. So maybe the days of Android being open source may come to an end, and if that does ever happen, I might as well just replace it with Linux. So this is why